In this video, we're going to show you all the details of the third row in the Tesla Model Y. The third row in the Tesla Model Y gets all sorts of hate about being so small and just not usable. We've had our Tesla Model Y 7-seater for about 2 years, and we're going to give you all the details and whether or not all those stories out there are actually true.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel.
The Model Y 7-seater, that third row back there, I feel like it gets a lot of hate. People saying it's too small, it's not worth it, blah, blah, all those things. Well, if you're on the fence of debating between getting a Model Y 5-seater or getting that third row back there, we're hoping this video can help you out. Welcome to the third row of the Tesla Model Y. Real easy to access. There's this little button right back here. You literally just press it and then you pull and then it just pops right up. It is kind of spring assisted. As you can see, I mean, it's fully functional. You have 2 seats back here. You have cup holders. You have, those are the seat buckles right there. Those are headrests that are fully adjustable. You have little armrests over on the sides as well. It has USB-C ports that are right down there. This is what the third row looks like from back here. Here are these headrests that I told you about. You literally just grab underneath them and then you pull up. You still have a good amount of trunk space back here. You still have the sub trunk underneath as well. This right here, this is just a floor mat. It's an all-weather floor mat from 3D. They actually make it for the Model Y 7-seater because the ones that sit over top of the seats, it's actually split. So that way you can like put down one chair and leave the other. I don't know, it's kind of nice. But that's what this is before anybody asks. To fold the third row down, it's really easy. You do have to put the headrests back in. And then there's a little button on here, but you just kind of grab this and then you just push and the seat folds right down. And then boom, just like that, you have a Model Y 5-seater, which is just all that storage space that you could ever want. Why we love the 7-seater so much is because it's truly versatile. You can use it as a 5-seater, or you can put those 2 seats up and use it as a 7-seater. You kind of get the best of both worlds. You can also just keep one chair up. We've actually done that a couple times when we've gone away on trips just to gain some extra space for luggage.
One downfall of just keeping one seat is this person back here does not have use of a cup holder unless both seats are up. And that is one of their biggest complaints, believe it or not, from a kid. When you are packing the back of the trunk, this actually flips. You have the option of making your sub trunk a little skinnier to give you more room for your luggage. And believe it or not, this little dip here does give you sometimes that little bit of extra space that you just might need to slam one more thing into the trunk.
We have some suitcases here. This is like your standard carry-on.
So that one fits without a problem. The thing that you have to remember is that this does curve a little bit as it goes down, as it comes to the side. And it'll close fine as long as you put it in the middle of the trunk. The first time we put it too far and this curve doesn't have enough width.
Even with the third row up, you can still fit a carry-on bag in here. But if you had like book bags and stuff, you could put the book bags to the side of it.
Duffel bags.
Yeah, some other like little like stuff
things
you
that
could
smush.
put. Right. You can stuff on the sides. And you still have the sub trunk. A full-size suitcase, that's not gonna fit in here with the third row up. But if you pull the shelf out and you utilize that sub trunk down there, now you do have room. We have that full-size suitcase in there. Let's see if she closes with the third row up. Boom, closes without a problem. It works fine with one suitcase in there. Unfortunately though, it's kind of the same thing. That suitcase has to be in the center and that one suitcase is kind of taking up all the space. But again, if you have book bags or duffel bags or whatever, something that's kind of smushable, you have more space to squeeze stuff in. Now, if you don't need both seats of the third row up, you can fold one down, and now all of a sudden it's a completely different game because now you can fit that one giant suitcase up where the other third row is sitting down, and now you have this sub-trunk space again where you can put a second big suitcase. This is typically how we travel. Like when we take our Tesla to the airport, we will put one of the third row seats down, we'll put a big suitcase there, a big suitcase there, and then we'll put like a carry-on typically like up in the front, or we'll just take our backpacks and squish them all around. But there's a lot of space and a lot of different ways to configure things and storage back here, even with the third row up. Now obviously when that third row's down, it becomes a 5-seater. You have all the space in the world you need. You never have to worry about it.
So one question that I have, and I don't know if this is just an us problem or if this is a common problem with the 7-seater, this is just coming apart. When we pull these seats up, it gets caught, and we've tried it both ways. We now know if we're pulling one of these up, we have to pull this back or else this gets worse and this gets worse.
From a storage standpoint, you have tons of storage options with the 3rd row. You can put it all the way down, then you can put the 2nd row down, and I mean, you can literally turn this into a camping machine at that point. We've even had our Bob jogger. You had to remove the shelf and use the sub trunk, but it would fit in there fine with both of the 3rd row seats up. Now let's get to the good part, whether or not the 3rd row can fit actual human beings in there. We got some test subjects here. That is our middle son, Brandon. Brandon is 12 years old. He is 5'4". Then we've got Mason, our youngest. He is 8. He's 4'3 3/4". And then we got Ryan, Mason's friend. He's a neighbor of ours, 48 inches. You've got smallest, a little bit bigger, and then obviously a lot bigger. And then we've also got our oldest 2. And here is the 14-year-old Tyler. It's been a little while since Tyler's been on the channel. Tyler's 5'8", 14 years old, 5'8". And here is our height difference that we're gonna go by. We'll show you Tyler, Brandon, Mason, and Ryan. Michelle and I will have to get back there too. I'm already having PTSD about last time I got back there. So the one thing everybody always talks about is how the 3rd row ends kind of in the trunk, right? You got the trunk glass, it comes down. The big issue is usually the headspace.
Ballet?
Yeah, you guys have a ton of headspace. So now it's all the way back, and Ryan, he still has a good amount of knee room there, right? Your knees aren't touching that, right?
No, I don't have a good amount.
Yeah, and your feet, is your feet okay? They're not squished, right?
They're good.
You guys comfortable?
Got your 2 cup holders, got your chargers, you're good to go.
Brand is going in, we're still gonna keep Ryan in there. Now again, Brandon's 12. The top of the 3rd row rest is almost getting to his shoulders at this point. Now we can pop the headrest up and then he chills here like this. So Brandon has been the one that's really ridden in the 3rd row primarily, but he has gotten much bigger, especially over the last year.
Ooh, that is close.
Yeah, the glass. Yeah, you've got like minimal space you're working with there, huh?
Yep.
But it's not touching, right?
No.
So that's just at regular closing.
That's a comfortable amount of room.
We've got the 2nd row just down. It's not all the way back, but it's also not all the way up either. Now, can adults sit in this 2nd row with a teenager in the back? So I fit, I think. I mean, I'm actually pretty comfortable. I got space here. I feel like this is kind of like standard room for like a smaller sedan. And now let's add in the teenager. Sit back. Oh wow, yeah. Here's the front of the trunk lid. His head, I mean, you can see his head is above this. Did it hit?
Yeah, it hurt.
It did, really?
Yeah.
No, it didn't actually hit. Oh, it's hidden, it's touching.
Ow, that hurt.
So when you try to sit back, it touches the glass, yeah?
Yeah.
Can you slouch in the chair a little bit? And are you all right now?
Yeah, but it's not gonna fit.
Let's see if we can get this closed with him in here.
This is interesting.
Can I even do it? Are you good?
All right, so he's in. Oh, your knees are right up against there.
I'm touching it.
Yeah, his knees are right up against
Your head touches your knees.
that.
Touch it.
How's your head? Can you put your hand on the back of your head? Do you have any space between that and the glass? Oh, you're straight up touching. You definitely cannot ride back here. I don't think that would be safe. One little bump, your head's going into that glass. Is the 2nd row seat up as far as it goes?
As far as it goes.
Now, Ty, would you be able to put your legs like over in the 2nd area? And does that give you like more room? So is that a little bit more comfortable? For like a short ride, you'd be okay with this?
Yeah.
All right, let's get Michelle in. It looks like, yeah, he's definitely a little bit taller than her.
Yeah, I've been here before. I don't want my head hit.
It looks like you have space.
No.
No, it's touching?
Yes.
Oh, it's touching.
I have to slouch down the whole car ride. The legroom doesn't seem to be a problem. I do actually have space here. If I try to sit all the way back, it is very uncomfortable, and one bump would not feel pleasant.
Yeah, you two definitely look like you're comfy cozy back there.
It really is fine. It's just the headroom.
I definitely feel a little cramped. Oh, wow. It's been a long time since I've been back here. My legs are definitely touching. I mean, there's no doubt. Okay, it's closed. If I like sit all the way up, my head is definitely touching the glass. I mean, this is like right in front of my forehead. So like if the car were to stop all of a sudden, dude, my forehead is gonna fly into this thing and it's just gonna be bad. I mean, my head, I feel like kind of technically fits, but I don't know. This little button right here, if you push it up, it releases the lock, and that slides down. And when it does, when you did that, I just felt a huge rush of air.
Yeah. I remember Brandon used to say it got hot.
I think this is a no-go for adults. What do you think?
Oh, for sure. It's not safe. To go over a bump, our head would be hitting the glass. It's not safe. Brandon is about the tallest you can be, and after that, I wouldn't.
See how graceful I made that look? That was great. Would you sit back there, A, for like a small trip, or B, like an actual road trip?
If it's like a 5-minute drive to like, let's say like a restaurant, I would ride. But like if it's like to like a sports game, something far, I would not.
Small trip, probably, yes. But then like for long road trip, it depends on where we're going to.
What about if we go to Hershey Park? It's like an 1.5-hour drive.
That would be fine.
I don't have any problems going back there.
And I'm assuming you're the same, Ryan, right?
Yeah, I'd go for a long road trip back there.
If we went on a long road trip and the two of you were both back there, you'd both be okay, right?
Yeah, I'd be good with like going to a beach.
If you're above 5 feet, I think it's functional on short drives, like if you just got to carpool a bunch of kids home from something. But if you're talking about a road trip, I think if you're above 5 feet, it's just out. It's just not, it's not safe, and I don't think it's gonna be comfortable. But if you're under 5 feet, then I think you're fine. Now, the one thing I will bring up is there's not a whole lot of data out there around crash testing, more specifically rear impact crash testing with people in the third row and it being occupied. We all know the Tesla Model Y is literally the safest car out there, but all of those rankings are coming from the 5-seater standpoint. We did have a situation one time. We had a fully packed car. We even had the extension on the back, I think, with stuff on there. I came to an abrupt stop because the person in front of us slammed on their brakes. We stopped fine, no problem. The car behind us, though, came really close, and we thought they were going to come into the back of our car. I immediately started to think, I don't know what would have happened to Brandon if they had made contact. Any vehicle that has a third row, the third row typically is in the trunk. No matter what vehicle you're talking about, the third row is right up against that back. I do wonder about that. And I wish we had the money where I could go buy a Model Y third row and just do a test on it, make a whole video on it, and put some dummies back there and see what happens.
How about you get me an X, and then you could take this one and do that to it?
Mr. Beast, maybe you want to kind of, you know, do us a solid and pick up a Model Y, make a third. I can come help you. We'll do the video. Do it in the interest of safety. If anybody out there has actual data on with occupants in the third row, please let us know. Reach out to us, put a comment down below. I do kind of feel like it's safe.
I would think so too, especially because of how safe the car is in general.
Yes, so that's why we're still keeping it and why we will put a kid back there. There you go. I hope this video helped you figure out if the third row was worthwhile or not for you. And if you did, please make sure to
smash that like button.
That's right. And if you're not already a subscriber of our channel, make sure to
hit that subscribe button.
That's right, click the subscribe button. It's right down below. It's right next to the like button. Don't forget, the Tesla referral program is back. You can save $500 if you use a referral link if you're buying a Model Y or a Model 3. If you're buying an S or an X, including the big price drop that just happened, you can actually save $1,000 if you use somebody's referral. And the person whose referral link you use, well, they're gonna get a little kickback too. Make sure to reach out to somebody that you know who has a Tesla, get their referral code. If you don't know somebody who has one, ours is down in the description below. If you use it, thank you very much. It helps support the channel and we'll put it to good use. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you in another one real soon.